About an hour from now, former President Trump is expected to take off from Florida and head to New York, where he will become the first former president in the United States history to face criminal charges and be arraigned in court. What we're learning this hour about the security threat as New York's mayor and the NYPD commissioner prepares to address the media.
Drinking water and autism. A groundbreaking new study looks into the potential link and risks for pregnant women and their unborn babies.
Plus, tonight is the night. Will it be UConn or San Diego State? What you need to know before the final game of what has been a wild March Madness. These major stories and more all coming in right now to CNN News Central.
Live pictures now from Palm Beach Airport in Florida. For a historic moment, he is expected to be arraigned in a Manhattan court tomorrow. We're getting new details of how this process will play out. The New York City mayor and the NYPD commissioner will make a public safety announcement as in New York City for us. Kara, officials is under former president to face a criminal indictment. All of this is connected to his alleged role in a hush money payment scheme and cover-up involving adult film star Stormy Daniels. As of this moment, the actual grand jury indictment is under seal. CNN has asked the judge to release it. Trump's legal team says they plan to challenge every potential issue in that document. CNN's Kara Scannell is outside the court in New York City for us. Kara, officials in New York are set to make a public announcement that we're just hearing, the commissioner and the mayor. What are you learning?
The public about the security measures that are in place for Trump's arraignment tomorrow. Now, sources tell Britton Gingras that there are no credible threats against the courthouse or in the area, and there's no threat of disruptors.
But Wiles and Chris LaCivita, they will be traveling by motorcade to the airport, which is close by, and then flying into LaGuardia on Trump's private plane, and they are expected to land around 3 o'clock. Then we are told Trump will go to Trump Tower, and I was actually just told by a
The decision to indict has elicited a strong reaction across the political spectrum. New CNN polling shows many Americans believe politics played at least some role in the decision to indict Donald Trump. Take a look at this. 52% say politics played a major role, and you see 23% say a minor role. Some think no role, and there's also an element of people who still, they really are not sure. CNN's Jeff Zeleny joins us now for much more on this. Jeff, many people think that politics played some role.
After the deadly shooting at the Covenant School in Nashville, students are now calling for stronger gun laws in Tennessee. You are looking at live pictures from Palm Beach, Florida. Obviously a shot from a helicopter. That plane he'll take up here to face one of the biggest legal challenges of his entire life. Here to discuss that, CNN senior legal analyst and former federal prosecutor Ellie Honig. Ellie, we were just looking at pictures of Donald Trump's plane. He's coming here today. Our Kristen Holmes just reported when he gets...
Today, students are calling for stronger gun laws in Tennessee a week after that deadly shooting at the Covenant School in Nashville. The group March for Our Lives is helping to lead these protesters there today to the state capitol as they are demanding action. CNN's Isabel Rosales joins us now once again from Nashville. Isabel, more people gathering around you than we saw when we last saw you last hour. What are people there telling you?
At this hour where Donald Trump very shortly will leave, taking off from Florida to come here to New York City.
Between Secretary of State helping with these...
Well, this is part of the...
And Sergei Lavrov. Blinken currently being held in a notorious pre-detention facility in Russia, and he faces up to 20 years in prison on espionage charges. In a phone call yesterday between Secretary of State Tony Blinken and his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov, Blinken called for his...
A new study on autism reveals a potential new risk. Researchers found a moderately higher chance of autism in children born to pregnant people exposed to tap water with elevated lithium levels. CNN's senior medical correspondent.
In fact, if you look at the moms who had the highest level of exposure, their children were 46% more likely to develop autism. So this is not to say, I want to be clear, not to say that lithium causes autism at all. No one would.
We are watching history in the making. Soon, Donald Trump leaves Florida for New York, where he'll become the first ever former president to be booked on criminal charges. We have all the unprecedented details.
A suspect is in custody, accused in the bombing that killed a well-known pro-war military blogger at a cafe in St. Petersburg, Russia. What police are now revealing about the woman they say handed him the bomb.
Scenes of utter devastation, and now the threat for more tornadoes today. The new forecast just in with the areas under the greatest risk. Those stories and more here at CNN News Central. Indictment, which we said it is sealed right now. We do expect Trump to voluntarily surrender tomorrow. But look, if he didn't surrender tomorrow for some reason, he would likely be arrested. After he turns himself in, he will be processed, then arraigned, fingerprints, maybe mugshots. Now, for most defendants, one who had not been president before, he might be handcuffed and taken to a holding cell. But the consensus here is Trump will be released, and then pre-trial hearings. After the pre-trial stuff, if Trump does not plead guilty, which no one expects, then would come the trial. The trial, of course, is where Trump would be found either guilty or not guilty.
Go ahead and dig deeper into the security concerns now. Joining us is Jonathan Wackrow. He is CNN law enforcement analyst and a former Secret Service agent. So you know this like the back of your hand, except this is unprecedented. Let's talk about what's going to happen here. Usually the Secret Service is in charge.
Tomorrow, Trump will head to the Manhattan courthouse, where he is expected to surrender. He will be booked. He will be fingerprinted. After the arraignment, Trump says he will go back to Florida and deliver a speech from Mar-a-Lago tomorrow night. Now, as of this moment, the actual grand
Tornadoes over the weekend, at least 32 people were killed when dozens of tornadoes just tore through 7 states. We want to show you these before and after images. These are from Little Rock, Arkansas. You can see the before on the left and the after on the right. And what you see is just really drives home the extent of the damage from Saturday's tornado there. Homes just flattened. Neighborhoods, it looks just like wiped out.